You know what? I thought this time, let's try something a bit different. Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and for a brand new series where this time I've booked the cheapest cruise I could find, and believe me when I say this is a cracking deal. We are going to be spending 5 nights on the Ambassador Ambition and exploring some of Northern Europe, taking in some of the sights. Now this, guys, is going to be a lot of news for me. It's a new cruise line, a new ship and a new port of embarkation. Yes, we are down here in London, Tilbury, where it is very windy, so apologies if my hair is going everywhere at the minute. Now I'll be honest, guys, I'm a mix of excitement, a little bit of anticipation and maybe a little bit nervous as well, because this is very new to me, so I don't really know what to expect. But guys, this is the cheapest cruise I have ever booked. We're going to be boarding soon, but before we do, I'm going to tell you how you can save even a little bit more money, because who doesn't love saving money? So when you're cruising out of London Tilbury, there are a few different options in terms of how you can get there. They do have parking on site. You can book parking through Ambassador, which is really close to the port, really convenient. This is probably going to be your most expensive option. Here's a quote that I got for this cruise to park my car there, but you do have the convenience of parking very close to the cruise terminal. Now, if you look exactly 1 mile down the road, you will find Tilbury Town train station, which may be a slightly more cost-effective way to get into Tilbury. Again, it's very close to the cruise terminal. It's going to take you a little bit over 20 minutes to walk there from the train station, so this might be a fairly good alternative. Now, there is another option, and what I believe would be the cheapest option for you to get to London Tilbury and to park your car. If you head over to this website, you'll be able to book parking for your car in the ASDA car park. Again, it's not something I ever really thought of doing, but it actually worked out the cheapest option, and by a fair margin as well. Now, there was absolutely plentiful parking, no problems at all. The downside is that it is the furthest away. You're looking about 2 miles away from the cruise terminal, so you may want to consider getting a taxi or a bus from here. Or if you've got a bit more leisurely time like me, you can walk the 45-minute walk to the cruise terminal. Well guys, that time has almost come, so grab your things and let's get on board. Let's see what they got waiting for us. Well, here we go then. We found the cabin. You know what? I don't think I've ever reached the cabin as quickly as I had today. It was literally straight to the cabin. I love that. But yeah, not going to be hanging out here too long. We're just here, drop the bags off, then we've got to go explore. It's kind of one of those frantic ones, you know, when you're on and you quickly got to do everything. We need to get some food. We need to explore. We need to do loads of stuff. I don't know when we're sailing away. I don't think it's too long. So we've got a lot going on. So let's go. Hey, welcome on board everyone. Yes, they did let me on, which is good news, and we are now on board on the top deck at the minute, just cooling down. It's absolutely boiling in the ship. But yeah, I got on the ship really quickly. It was a really quick process, straight through security, straight to check-in, one little snap of a picture, straight through, clip my card, straight on. Never been on a ship that quick before. Absolutely fantastic. And as soon as we got on, they directed us straight to the room, so I went, dropped off my bag and done that, but we'll have a look at that later. There's a lot going on. We're on quite late. So yeah, so excited to be cruising again. There's always something really special about being on a ship, especially when it's one you haven't been on before. I think it's something a little bit different. But I'm pleased to say I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea about the sail away, no idea where anything is. Haven't really looked, to be fair. We're just going to figure out as we go. I'm sure there'll be a muster drill at some point, although I don't actually know when that is or how I do it, but there you go. I'm sure that will come to light soon. But yeah, first impressions of the ship. It's rather small. I know I said it on the last series as well. It seems to be every ship I get on gets even smaller and smaller. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's pretty cool as well to be in London Tilbury. I don't know if I need to call it London Tilbury or just Tilbury, but But yes, here we are on the Ambassador Ambience, I think it is. So there's actually a funny story about this. So when I booked the cabin, I was allocated the room 9056. So then I went to look at the deck plan, as you do when you're allocated a room, to see where it is. And there wasn't a room 9056. And I got a little bit worried. And I was like, this can't be right. There is no 9056. And I kept looking and I thought, I'll check the next day. Maybe there's a glitch or something. This was on their official website as well. And I went on there and I checked again and I was like, oh, there is no 9. Maybe it's a placeholder. I didn't really know. And then I realized what happened is I was looking up the wrong ship because they have 2 ships that are similarly named. So you've got the Ambience and you've got the Ambition. And I think I'm on the Ambience. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm on one of the 2. So hopefully I'm on the right one. So what are the plans for this evening? Well, we've just been told that the muster drill will take place at 3:30. It's now about 3:10 and I'm really hungry. So what I think we're going to do is I'm going to go try and find the buffet, get a little bit of food, a little snack to see me through. Then we'll do the muster drill. Then we'll probably get some more food because I'm probably not going to be able to eat enough within like 10 minutes. And then we'll do the sail away. I ain't got a clue. We're gonna have to figure out what's going on. We need to find out what entertainment's going on and everything. But yes, of course, the first thing is to try and find where the buffet is. I have no idea, so I'm gonna randomly select this door. This is gonna be where it is. It's gonna be absolutely shocking if I get this right. Here we go. Okay. Alright, so it's not here, but it is just one deck below. So it's close. Alright, I was a little bit strapped for time, so this is all I could get for now. A nice seafood salad, some mixed vegetables, and some chips. I'll tell you what though, that seafood salad, absolutely lovely.
The signal you have just heard is the general emergency alarm. If you have not already done so, you should now proceed to your designated muster station as indicated on the safety notice on the back of your cabin door and on your cruise card. Once you arrive at your muster station, please be ready to present your cabin number to muster station personnel. After all guests have arrived at the muster station, we will proceed with a safety demonstration.
Well, there you go. We're now back in the cabin. You know what? I just want to say that I feel like so far this day has been rushed. And I think in reality it has because, when you get onto the ship late and, just everything sort of happens at once. Yeah, so we've done the muster drill. I wasn't able to show you that, but it's a pretty generic thing. We all went down to our muster stations, which are all down on like the promenade deck. Went there, they've done a little roll call, and then they showed us the demonstration. Had to put a life jacket on, and that was it. So yeah, that's all done. We're about ready to go. I think we're sailing away in about half an hour, so we don't really have a lot of time. But I just wanted to come back to make sure that the suitcase was delivered, which it has. That's always a relief. And also to check this. So this is their daily newsletter. She call it P&O's Horizon or Princess Patter. This kind of has all the information. It's got some information about, the guest safety drill. It's got the opening hours for stuff. Now, I'm not sure if it's because it's the embarkation day, because embarkation day is always a little bit shorter, but it's got the activities here that are on, and there don't appear to be a lot. Also, I did notice when I first came here to drop my bag off, I have received a letter. Now, I have no idea what's inside it. It has got my name on it and my cabin, and I'm pretty sure that everyone on the ship has probably received one. But I'm just excited to see what's inside it, so we're going to open it up. Oh, so that's pretty cool, actually. So, because I'm here by myself, I'm doing a solo cruise this time. They've basically sent me a letter, inviting me to a solo get-together. You know how the ships do them, but they've actually written to me. So it looks like they've got a solo get-together tomorrow, which is a hosted one, and then every day after that, they have an unhosted one. Oh no, actually, they have 3. They have 3 unhosted ones. Is it all 3? Yeah, there is. Yeah, okay. So there's 3 unhosted ones every day. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. It's the little touches. It's the little touches that mean a lot. So that's pretty cool. So in terms of this evening, I don't really know what we're going to do. Not that I ever have a plan anyway. But obviously, there's a few bits of entertainment going on. Obviously, we've got the sail away that'll be happening in the next sort of 20 minutes or so. So I want to get up there for that.
Well, we'll be getting underway a little bit later than scheduled this evening at 2200. Nothing to worry about there, and we will still be arriving on time into Hamburg at 0800 local time on the 12th of December. So for this cruise, obviously we're going to Hamburg and Imuden for you. We have a day at sea tomorrow, and that will also be a gala evening in the evening, so there'll be the traditional captain's welcome, where I do look forward to seeing you all in your finest, and we'll introduce all of the senior officers to you as one of our evening's entertainments.
Well then, I guess the captain was listening to me, because just after I was complaining that I felt rushed and I had no time, we get delayed in port for 5 hours. A little bit suspicious there, but again, we weren't given any reason why we were delayed, so I don't know for certain that it was because he heard me. But I guess it doesn't matter, because we're going to be reaching our next port of call at the same time, so there's no real issue with leaving later, I guess. Just means that I have to rearrange the evening in terms of what I'm going to be doing. So what I think we're going to do, we're going to head down for dinner. We're probably going to go to the show, and then we'll unpack. And that was really scary. Did you see that? That low. It's like Halloween. Wrong season. It's Christmas, isn't it? Sorry. Well, it's Christmas when I'm here. By the time you watch it, Christmas will be long gone. So I apologise for all the Christmas theming in this cruise, but what can you do? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, tonight. So we're going to go get some dinner. Probably going to end up going to the buffet. There's a little bit, I'll probably talk to you about it later, about the gluten-free stuff. So we'll sort of mention that later. So we're going to go to the buffet. And then we're probably going to go to the show. There's one at 8:30, so that might work out okay. And then we're going to go unpack, maybe see, oh god, I'm standing in the front of that light again. Sorry guys, I know what I'm doing. Let's just go get some food, because I'm starving. Wherever the buffet is, I think it's this way. So the buffet opens for dinner at 6 p.m. and once I could get in, I started with a delicious cauliflower and potato curry with some creamy mash and some mixed vegetables on the side. Followed up by some fruit jelly, I guess you'd call this, and a delicious lemon gluten-free cake. Oh, well, it's great to get some food in me after quite a busy day. I did mention earlier that I was going to be eating at the buffet, and I just want to touch on that a little bit more. Now, when I came to the cabin, I did see that I had a reservation card for dinner, which says that I'm in the Buckingham restaurant, oh, sounds very posh, for the first sitting, and that I am allocated table 22. Now, I was a little bit confused, because I'm sure when I done like the My Booking thing through the app, and you do like your check-in stuff and whatever, I'm sure that I said not to do one, because there's a reason for it, I'll give you in a minute. So I'm not sure why I've got one, but I did also notice that I have twin beds, which I also requested a double. I mean, that's fine, I'll leave that, because it is what it is. So I don't know if the app thing didn't work, whatever. Now, yes, the restaurant. Now, those of you that watched my last series will probably know that I've gone gluten-free. I can't eat any gluten, which is a little bit of anxiety when you come on things like this, because you're kind of restricted in terms of what you can eat, and you don't really know how well the cruise line is going to cater for it. Now, I've read reviews about the restaurants on this ship, in terms of them not having like alternatives for stuff, for like gluten-free stuff. There's also something about having to order things a day in advance, so like 24 hours before you have to pre-order your meal so they can make it and stuff. It sounds very complicated, and I don't want it to be complicated. I just want to come in and relax and be on holiday. So that's why I'm probably going to be sticking to the buffet, unless something changes, unless I suddenly get really confident or something. Maybe I'll go to the restaurant or whatever, but the buffet's okay. It's weird because they write it on the glass what it is, and they write the allergens on as well. So I guess you're kind of relying on them to write it properly, but I guess it's no different from them printing it properly, I don't know. Obviously there was a gluten-free section. I didn't see it when I went to lunch, but I was rushing around. Well, for dessert they did have it, so I think they had some gluten-free bread and they had some gluten-free cake. That's all they had. It's a small ship, you're not going to get a massive variation of stuff. But it was good to see that, and that I was able to have a little cake. I feel like I'm rushing again because it's kind of becoming that again. So I'm going to probably go to the show. The show is at 8:30. It's now, I don't know what the time is. It's now 7:15. So I thought I'd come back. I'm going to unpack, get all that done now. So yeah, I'm going to give you a little quick tour of the cabin as well. So let's go. Alright, so here we are, cabin 9056, and you can see this is a twin. I assume this converts into a double. I don't know, because I did request a double and they weren't done, but you know, I have a choice basically of where I might change it every night actually. So one night I'll sleep here, one night I'll sleep here. But yeah, this is pretty much it. There isn't much else to show. Obviously you've got the bed, there's no pull down, so this is a double sleeper, should we say. If I bring you around here, obviously we've got a little dressing table here, we've got a TV, there's no fridge in there. You might think there's a fridge, it's like a joke. It's like a joke because it's like one of those fridge ones, like, oh yeah, there's a fridge in here. No, it's just towels, just some towels in there. And obviously you've got a hairdryer here, another drawer there, sockets, very important. Look at this, look. We've got some nice sockets here, look. We've got two UK ones, two USBs by the looks of it. That's a USB-C, I think that one is. And USB-A as well. So that's good. It's got plenty of sockets. I apologise, by the way, if you feel like I'm rushing through it. I kind of am, because I'm going to be doing a separate room tour in a separate video. I said separate twice there, but whatever. I'm going to be doing a separate video, so stay tuned for that later on in the series. But for now, we're just going to have a brief look in terms of what the room has to offer, and we're going to continue to over here. Alright, so looking here, obviously on the left, I don't know why I said obviously, because you wouldn't know, would you? Basically you got your wardrobe here, which is your two-door one, and then you got your cupboards here, so you got some storage, some drawers, nice stuff like that. And then on the other side you have your bathroom, which you can't really see because I can't zoom out enough to see the door. There it is. Shall we turn the light on? There you go, look. It's a lovely bathroom. Look at this, look. Look at this, look at me. So yeah, it's kind of difficult to show you because it's so kind of small. But obviously you got your mirror, you got your sink, all this good stuff here. You got your gels, I don't know what that one is, I can't read that one. You got some like hand wash there. A very empty towel rack. I guess there's probably meant to be more here, but that'll do, and I don't need any more than that, to be fair. Also you got your toilet. Lovely shower, which I have no idea how to open. Oh, there we go. Not weird at all. So yeah, you got your shower and stuff, and then you got your shampoo, conditioner stuff there. So that's good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, a very brief look at the cabin. Of course, if you want something more in depth, don't worry. There'll be a video coming out. Maybe 3 or so after this, I don't know, don't ask me to quote the numbers, but we've got a little bit of time now, so I'm going to use that time. I'm going to unpack, there's my suitcase, unpack, get settled in, and then hopefully we'll have enough time to go to the show and then the sail away and everything else. So I'm going to leave you a bit and get on with that. Now, I wasn't able to record the show. It's quite common for these production shows for you not to be able to record them. So instead, you're going to have to deal with my voice, unfortunately. But yeah, it was a decent show full of American songs and dancing, and you know, it was decent to watch. It was 15 minutes long, which is probably one of the longest production shows I think I've seen. It was really good, a lot of energy. The audience liked it, to be fair. They were cheering and everything as well, so it was a good show. I enjoyed watching it. So the one thing to note was that I believe there's only 2 showings. I don't know if that's happening every day or whether it's just Embarkation Day. And if you wonder why I'm looking behind me, it's because I have the new whatever you call it, the newsletter thing here, so I can actually answer that question that I've just said, if I can find it. So yeah, it looks like, unless if I'm being silly and can't read, but it looks like there are 2 showings. So they do 2 showings. Now, I got to the theatre quite early. I got there about 20 minutes early, and the place was already like packed. It was already difficult to find a seat. And it was just like more people kept coming in, and I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, it was a good show. Enjoyed it. I've already said that. I've just said it again. I do apologise. But that takes us nicely up to around about 9:30ish, 9:25. And obviously we're due to depart and set sail at 10 o'clock. 5 hours later, we've got through it. All right. I feel a bit ridiculous. I've got so many layers on. I'm so restricted. Like I can't even cross my arms because it's so tight. It's ridiculous. But you know what? The last thing you want is to go up there and be cold, because I've done these sailorways before, and you're up there and you're like 2 minutes in and you're already shivering. So that's the last thing you want. So just in case, I also got some gloves, which we can take. I've also got I've got a scarf, I've got hats. I had to go buy them specially because I don't normally wear them. I thought it's going to be a lot colder than it is. So we don't want to miss the sail away. So let's go get up there just in case. Just in case he tries to sneak away, half an hour early, we'll be up there. So come with me. It's time to do our first sail away of the holiday to mark the beginning of the cruise, even though the cruise has already definitely begun because we've done stuff already, but it means that we're on our way. So let's go. All right, let's go make sure he hasn't set sail yet. No sneaky sailaways. Oh, looks like we're still here. Good. Oh, looks like they're down there getting ready to go actually. So I think we'll be getting ready to go quite soon. But you can't even see me, can you? But just say I'm prepared. If you can't see this is a hat. That's why I was so going to put that on, because it is a bit cold actually. I feel ridiculous, but I think it's because I'm not used to wearing a hat. But it is doing quite a good job actually. I should wear one more often. I'll tell you what though, this ship has been shaken since about 5 o'clock. I guess because the engines are running. Either that or the ship's just shivering, I don't know. It's pretty cold. There we go, you can see all the smoke billowing out right now. Alright, this is a bit random, but I've just seen something. I don't know whether I'll be able to show you. We'll use this camera here, right? Bear with me as I try and zoom in here. Look at that, look! That's where my car is. That's so weird, I can see it from here. Oh, we've got movement. We've got movement down here. Hang on. So it's somewhere here. There we go. There it is. Little ropey rope's gone. Little ropey rope. What am I even going on about? Alright, I think that's all the lines off now. So we should start. I don't know if we've got any down there. Something like that. Oh, there it goes. I think that's the last one. Guys, that is us. We are off, look. We're cruising, baby. I feel ridiculous. How many layers have I got on? Oh, it's needed though. It's absolutely freezing. I had to come back in. Even with all this on, I'm still freezing. So I don't know how this holiday is going to go. I'm looking a bit nervous now. But yes, guys, we are cruising. We're off. We're sailing down the Thames now as we speak, which is quite nice actually. Looking at it, if it weren't too cold, it'd look even nicer. So that's that. That is our first day on board the Ambassador. What is the name of this ship? Is it Ambience? Ambience? Ambition. Ambassador Ambition. Thank you guys for joining me for day one. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a bit of a hectic day. It's been a bit of a rush. I mean, embarkation days always are, aren't they? But this one seems a bit more rushed. I think because I got on later. So I got on about 2, and the sail away was 5. Well, it was meant to be 5, but it wasn't. But obviously everything was rushing around with the mustard stuff and trying to get food and trying to get to the cabin and everything. But that's all good. But yeah, you know what? I'm going to go to bed. Before I go to bed, I'm going to, oh my God, I nearly fell over. I haven't drunk, I promise. It costs too much money. I'm going to be setting my clocks forward and that. So, guys, tomorrow is a sea day, gala evening tomorrow, formal night. So we'll have there's a captain thing going on tomorrow. There's I don't know what else. They don't seem like there's a lot going on. Again, I don't know if I've shown you this yet, but these are all the activities for tomorrow. That's it, the whole day, and that's a sea day. So yeah, I don't really know what to make of that. But yeah, we'll have to find out. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, guys, thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning. I'm so tired. I mean, I slept okay. It was just a bit weird sleeping in a single bed. I'm just not used to it, but it was alright. So yeah, we've got a sea day today. Not really sure what we're going to be getting up to. I'm not really sure what there is going on, to be fair. But obviously the first thing we've got to do is we're going to go get some breakfast. I think they serve breakfast till about 10 o'clock, so we've got time. But we'll head up there, get some breakfast, and then see where the day takes us. So let's go.
Oh, I can actually see my breath, it's so cold. But yes, good morning guys, and welcome to the North Sea as we are currently sailing just west of the Netherlands. You can probably see through this glass, there is a wind farm over there. So yes, I managed to get breakfast. It was a bit manic in there, it was really busy.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Captain Rowe speaking from the bridge. Just have some information for you with regard to our ongoing voyage to Hamburg, as it's currently noon.
Well, there we go. I was about to tell you about my breakfast, but I was interrupted by the captain. You know what? I'm going to let it slide this time. It's fine, because he gave some good information. But yes, I did manage to get breakfast. Only just, though, because it was absolutely rammed. Always the case on a sea day, but especially on here, I think, because the buffet area is so small. There's like barely anywhere to sit. A lot of people were complaining about it, but I did manage to find a seat outside, which was good, but then obviously my food went cold very quickly, but there you go. Yes, the food was very nice. There was gluten-free bread as well, which I was happy about. The selection is a lot smaller. Again, it's a smaller ship, so I don't know if it's proportional, but the food was all very nice, everything that I ate anyway, so that's always good. And yes, I'm currently at the front of the ship just because it's a bit quieter. You can see there's the running track and the open deck area here, and I'm here. There's nothing really here, which is why there's no one here, which is where it's quite ideal to record this. Although I'm not sure what this is. It says there's this area that's kind of closed off, so you got this chessboard that no one's doing because it's absolutely freezing. But yeah, I don't know what's going on here. It looks like they're maybe refurbishing something. I'm not really sure. Be a nice place to have a pool, wouldn't it? Or jacuzzi or something. That's an idea for you. But that's a free one. So what am I going to get up to today? Well, tonight is the formal night. So we've got a few activities there. We've got the captain's gala evening introduction where you meet all the senior team. We have another show in the theatre as well. We're also probably going to go down and have a look at the shops as well, as we tend to do on the formal nights. But we've got some time before then. We'll have to fit lunch in, but I think before we go to lunch, I'm going to go to the gym. You know what? I've been slacking with the gym. It's just, life gets too busy, stuff gets in the way. So we're going to try and do an early New Year's resolution, and we're going to try and do the gym. So we're going to go try that out. That'll be good. Then it should be lunchtime, and then we'll see what the time is and take it from there. So come with me as I try and find the gym and try and get back into it. It's definitely not this way because that's the front of the ship, so we'll have to go this way. Well, there you go. That was another manic and chaotic lunch in the buffet. I don't know what it is with that place. There is not enough tables and chairs, for sure. Yeah, apologies if my hair looks weird as well, because I've just had a shower. So it's still a bit wet. Yes, it was another busy time trying to get some lunch, but I think I might know one of the reasons, because in here it has the opening times for the buffet, if you can read that. I'll read it to you anyway, so don't worry. So normally, obviously, the buffet shuts when it changes from like breakfast to lunch and lunch to dinner, normally for around half an hour or so, whereas on here, between breakfast and lunch, it's 2 hours, and between sort of lunch and tea time, it's about an hour and a half. So that might be one of the reasons why more people are going at the same time. Obviously, it's cold as well, so everyone wants to be inside, so that limits a lot of the space on the ship. But yeah, guys, we'll be talking more about that in the next video. I don't want to bog this one down too much because the evening is getting on. And when I say the evening is getting on, I mean the evening is coming, because the afternoon is getting on. And of course, tonight is Gala Night. I don't know why I'm showing you this. Oh, because it says the dress code there, look. Formal. So yes, we are going to have to get changed. We've got a little bit of an itinerary tonight, which is good for a change, but I'll tell you that after I've got changed. All right, here we go. Definitely ready for a night of galaing now, whatever that is. What's on the itinerary tonight? Well, we're going to start off by going to the captain's speech. He's going to do a speech. He's going to meet all the officers. We're going to go to that. That is at 5 o'clock. And then we've got the show in the theatre as well. That's at 7:30. So in between the captain's dinner and the show, we're going to be going to like the Atrium area. We're going to visit the shop, see if we can get a little model ship. Don't know if they do them or not. We're also going to have to fit in dinner, and then we can see what else we get up to around the ship. So you know what? Let's get galaing. These are getting worse and worse, I swear.
Welcome to your Ambassador Night. Now, of course, we've got lots in store. We've got our formal evening show later on. In a moment, I will be welcoming our esteemed captain to the stage.
Good evening! Good morning, my dears. Anyone for balls? Officers on deck, damn you! Damn your eyes! The captain, cast adrift in a tiny rowboat for 6 weeks. Can you imagine the suffering, the humanity, the endless days of terrible food and excruciating boredom?
Oh, I don't know, some of these have been on P&O.
I tell you, when you become the captain of your own ship, you can't trust anyone. You need to have eyes in the back of your head. Oh, to have eyes in the back of your head?
We have all captained superior vessels in the fleet. Tell me, what is the length of this ambition? I can't imagine it's longer than my HMS Victory, which was nearly 70 feet, you know.
Well, it's about 10 times longer than that.
What? Impossible. So, how much does this ship weigh? HMS Bounty was 215 tons.
HMS Victory, 3,000 tons.
Well, Ambassador Ambition's around 41,000.
Quite.
Well, not everything is about size, is it, Bill? Tell me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please consider your actor host. There you go, just a surprise little snippet of our Theatre at Sea programme there. Ladies and gentlemen, on to our official proceedings before we're interrupted there. Please put your hands together for our wonderful master. It's Captain Alex.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And, well, first of all, I think I better be a bit careful with all these guys around, because I come from Cornwall and work at sea, so that probably makes me part pirate. And I'm probably lucky they've not thrown me behind those railings there. But no. And I'm very privileged to have a fantastic team of senior officers who look after all the crew and make sure that everything on Ambition works just brilliantly. So, ladies and gentlemen, I kindly ask you a very warm welcome to our senior officers who join us on the stage now. Finish by offering you all a toast. I do hope that you have a wonderful cruise here on board Ambition with us, to Hamburg, and I'm Ian for Amsterdam. I wish you a lovely time, and also looking forward to a couple of weeks' time, a fantastic Christmas and New Year for you and all your families. Thank you, and cheers.
And so enjoy the rest of your evenings, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you later on. Thank you.
Oh god, that's comfortable. Yeah, if you're wondering where I am, just on the top deck in this massive ball thing. I don't even know what it is. So yeah, that was the captain's reception. A bit cringe, but you know what? I liked it. Although I don't know how they managed to get Napoleon there. Jeez, Ambassador has some serious money. And, well, a time machine, I guess, as well. But yeah, just chilling here for a bit before we go to dinner. So let's go. Alright, so I had a bit of spare time after dinner before we go to the show, so I thought I would check out the Atrium. Although there wasn't really much to check out, it's a very small area. There wasn't really much there, but there was some nice Christmas decorations and stuff, which will be totally irrelevant because by the time you watch this, Christmas will be long gone. But it's quite nice to look at now. And I also went down to the shop to see if there was anything to get. Any ship model, couldn't see any. Couldn't really see much branded stuff at all, really, apart from a teddy bear, which I don't think would be ideal for me. I'd rather have a ship model, but there you go. So yeah, so we're just chilling out here because it's just way too warm in there. So we'll be out here for about 10 minutes, then we'll go and watch the show. So let me show you what's going on. I say let me show you what's going on. I mean, obviously we're cruising, aren't we? There isn't really much to show you, but we're going at a steady-ish pace, I guess. Wouldn't have a clue what it is, but yeah, I think Netherlands is out somewhere over there. We got Germany over there. Not that you'd know because it's pitch black, but there you go. And yeah, well, I'm probably getting a bit too cold now. That's the thing with this ship. You're either too hot inside or too cold outside. So we're going to head in. We're going to watch the show. Tonight is a show about love. How fitting. Let's go watch it. So the show this evening was another production show, which means that I wasn't able to record anything. However, I can tell you that it was a show about love, with some strong vocals singing all those love songs you love so much. Because who doesn't love a love song? What I'm trying to say, absolutely fantastic show. Love the music. I mean, love songs are the best songs, to be fair, so they won before I even got in there. But yeah, thoroughly recommend that one. Fantastic show. I think I've said that before. I'm going over the top. But yeah, recommend that one. I don't know what I'm saying now. What I'm probably trying to say is that that brings us to the end of our gala evening, to the end of our second night on board. I should have to check the name of the ship. How bad is that? Ambition. Our second night on board Ambition, and the end of our first vlog. How has it come around so quickly? I don't know. But was it worth the money? Well, stick around till next week. The next video we're going to put out is going to explain in more details in terms of everything. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty and have a proper discussion about that. But before you go, I just want to mention something because I forgot to mention it earlier and I'm going to forget again. So I'm going to stick it right here. So hopefully if I've edited this correctly, there should be a screenshot here that shows you my account, and it shows that there is a gratuity charge added every day. £7 is taken off you for that. So remember that that is not included. Or I do think it is included if you buy the drinks package. But if you don't have the drinks package, it's separate. Also, whilst you're here, you can see that I did buy the Wi-Fi. This was the cheapest Wi-Fi that I could get for 24 hours. It's absolutely awful, to be fair. I mean, it's good for texting. If you try and send pictures, forget about it. But yeah, that's another thing as well. So it's gone.